Good night to everyone. Um, so the day started off with me posting a little joke, but actually it's a joke that is full of truth in it. And I said that PNM patriots that live in New York and other parts of America and England and Canada and so forth. Now, of course, it was a post that I couldn't say all those different countries, but that's basically what I meant. Who live abroad. Um, will be telling a lot of their families that live in Trinidad and Tobago that if you all have any sort of intentions of supporting the UNC, we won't send any barrels, any things, any money, or any sort of clothes, the bling and stuff like that, the shoes and clothes and stuff like that. We're not going to send anything for you. Because you're betraying the party and you're betraying we people. Remember, we had to stick to we own. That's what PNM always keeps telling people to do. So, because I do believe, and that's what I'm noticing online, that Trinidadians, whether they usually vote PNM or not, are fed up. I'm not talking about the hardcore PNM grannies who already, in their minds, they live their life already, so they don't care. They don't care about suffering. They're ready to die for Emperor Thanos Rowley and the Eric Williams cult. Because as I said, in their minds, they live their lives. They think life is over already, so they're willing to die for their cult. But the vast majority of people who still have a future ahead of them, they are fed up. They want change. I'm sensing. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong, but I am sensing that next year's elections, if it isn't rigged, could end up in 1986. A 1986. A matter of fact, this time around, it could end up where PNM doesn't even win a seat. Or at least probably they might just win like Laventille and stuff like that. And 1 or 2 seats. Just like, as I said, 86. They may not get a complete whitewash, but I am feeling it. I'm feeling it. Trinidadians are fed up of the lies, the blatant lies, like how they lied about how that clause was not intended. Trinidadians are fed up. They are fed up of the persecution, are fed up of the robbery, the taxing, and nothing in return for those taxes. Trinidadians are fed up. Okay, so Roadwatch posted earlier today, almost a year and $65 million after, behind a project to pave about 1 to 2 kilometers of road, whose deadline keeps extending, or which deadline keeps extending month after month. Sinanan, what I just call him, the honest Dalpan Sinanan, right? The most honest Dalpan, Rohan Dotti Dalpan Sinanan, is now blaming the rain. How much more of this madness will you accept? Now, reality is you cannot do road work during rain. But the guy whoever owns that account, Roadwatch, is correct. This is just another foolish excuse because it should have been completed long ago. It should have never taken this long, and of course now they have no choice but to delay it yet again. But it should have never reached like that. The young man, Zahir, escaped his abductors. He basically, at least that's his story, and it sounds very believable when you hear the details. The details are quite long, so I wouldn't go into it, but he said how he told his abductors that his feet were paining him because he has certain conditions, health conditions and whatsoever, and if it was possible that they could have removed the whatever was they had his feet tied. But of course, I guess he was still tied up otherwise, but not his feet. And they left for some reason to go and do something, and like they took very long to return, and he used that time to escape. Began running in the forest. He fell into a river, so he was dirty, he was muddy. When he finally reached civilization, if you want to call it, or where it had individuals living, he went and sought help. He asked for help. Witnesses, people in the home that he went to, saw him extremely dirty, muddy, and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying that his story seems believable. Unless it was something else that happened where it was some sort of like dispute with someone that he knows. But thus far, as I said, his story seems quite believable, and we all have to thank God that this young man is safe and back home. In other news, a young or probably middle-aged woman was complaining today about poor customer service from Priya's Creations. I think she made a TikTok video about it, but she's getting a lot of backlash from people. But I believe the backlash is coming mostly because of her attitude, the way she is behaving and responding and speaking, because her point has merit to it though, right? But it's the ways that she responded to even the person that she called from the company, from the business then. Her issue is that the Shogunas branch was closed and there was no notification on social media. She's right about that though. Now, things are hard even with these middle-class businesses, and therefore paying ads just to inform your customers that you're closing one particular branch to be able to use those same employees to assist. I think it was in the Sawa branch. That's tough for people this time around, but they could have made a normal post, even though they didn't have to pay Facebook, but their followers would still have been able to share the post, and a lot of people would have had at least a certain amount of notice or notification that the branch in Shogunas is closed. So it's all about courtesy, but as I said, her attitude is the way that she was behaving is why she's getting a lot of backlash from people. But I mean, come on, businesses. At least I know things are hard. A matter of fact, look at that Shogunas. Shogunas, where you think usually is an extremely busy area. These individuals closed their business to be able to use those same employees to assist them in the other branch, which of course I guess making more sales for the Christmas season. Place dead. Grandy right now, you're talking about Friday, the Friday before Christmas, and Grandy was horrible. It was, I mean, I saw some people shopping, but nowhere near what you would usually call Christmas shopping. Another problem with Grandy today was that people were not being able to access their funds in the ATM. Everywhere, people were just talking right through that they're going in various ATMs throughout San Grandy, and the ATMs were empty. What's going on with these banks? Why that is happening? Only God knows. Well, as a matter of fact, only the government knows, and the banks and them know. The Express asked, do you think the police commissioner will be able to reduce crime before she retires? These journalists have to be comedians, really comedians, because we all know that Pastor Praying Mantis Earler is just a PNM puppet. She's a puppet of Emperor Thanos Rowley. She spews and plays the PNM political game and their narratives. She has shown no intention. She has spoken it, but she has shown no intention or no fruits or actions to support her words of intending to fight crime. Let me put it that way. Right? Because she says she intends to reduce crime, but her actions speak otherwise. Nothing she has done except a lot of propaganda and public relations gimmicks. Nothing she has done has successfully reduced crime. Once in a while, when there's a couple less murders for a month, they try to take credit for that. No, it's just because that's how nature is. That's how the world is. You're not going to have a constant amount of murders taking place at any point in time. So of course it will have fluctuations, but nothing significant to talk about, and it has nothing to do with any sort of policies or actions taken by the taxing TTPS criminal gang. I made another post, which of course is from that I used the song from this soca artist from years ago. We jamming still, we jamming still. So I say you could take away we pension, we vote in PNM still. Just dip your finger and vote for him, stick to we own Jed. You know me and my crazy post and it's serious, but yet of course a lot of times I like to try to put it in joke form. Earl's 1-year extension was legal. It was ruled by the Privy Council. So I guess it was, because the Privy Council isn't biased. And I want the Privy Council to remain the final courts of Trinidad and Tobago. The Caribbean court cannot be trusted. They're corrupt. They love the PNM. The whole Caribbean, all these prime ministers and them throughout the Caribbean love Rowley and love the PNM. They don't ever want UNC back in power or any other political party. Because to me, it's not just about UNC. Now, at this point, UNC is the only viable option. But I would love, in the future, for Trinidadians, especially, I would love for next year, God's willing, people to put someone else in opposition other than the PNM. And from there, those people who are in opposition could get an opportunity to be able to rule the country in the future. I am not a UNC fanatic. I just want good governance, and UNC provides good governance, but I would love another political party that cares about good governance to be able to get the opportunity in the future as well. A man was ambushed and robbed by 3 bandits while sitting in his gallery in Faizabad on Thursday, the 19th of December, 2024. As usual, especially during the Christmas time like now, Trinidadians want money. Trinidadians, the criminals, they want money. So of course they're going to be roaming the streets trying to find individuals who they can withdraw their ancestral inheritance from. Because in their minds, that is their money. They deserve it. We are holding their money hostage. Alright, I already posted about that. I spoke about this earlier on. This disgusting Fall Guy Young had the audacity to blame UNC's policies from quite back in 2013 for the National Gas Company losing money in 2024. They made a loss instead of a profit. From since 2013, you're talking about, So that's over what? Over 10 years now. Even if, let's just say, for argument's sake, that UNC did make certain bad decisions pertaining to these policies, why wasn't it changed? Why wasn't it changed to be able to benefit and to be able to make a profit? And then 2024, so what happened about all the other years before 2024? Why now? Why now the decisions that were made quite back in 2013 are now affecting the gas company? I mean, these people take Trinidadians for total idiots, total fools. We have to say enough is enough next year, God's willing, and vote these people out. Trinidadians, I don't care about what race you come from, what culture you come from. We need to survive and we need to restore normal governance in Trinidad. And the only way to do that is to get the PNM cult out of office. Come on, people. We really need to remove these people. Hines held a press conference today. The ministry, I guess, said that the Honorable Fitzgerald Hines would host some media conference at 1:30 p.m. So I guess that they did. I made a comment and I said TTT made a typo by saying honorable is supposed to be horrible. I think the population agrees with me. There's nothing honorable about what's going on with Hines. I made a post later this evening and I said 50 years from now, when all that's left in TNT are rusty old bicycles and calabash pots. And I said calabash and not coal pots because coal pots are expensive. Rusty old bicycles it will be because, of course, we would have reached the stage of probably even past Haiti where we can no longer even afford bicycles. And therefore it's going to be bicycles that were handed down from generation to generation that people can't even afford to paint them. So it's rusty and old from quite back from in our times 2024 and stuff like that. People from that generation will be using our old bicycles, and yet they will still be blaming Kamala for the economy then, right? In the future. um let's see. A young lady, 16-year-old Christina Destiny Cato of Chin Chin Road, Las Lomas, was last seen on Tuesday, the 17th of December, 2024. She's missing. Let's hope she's found soon. People, stop judging the young people when they go missing. It's not also always because they're going to take man. You do not know. It could be an actual genuine case of being kidnapped, or of course it could be what people believe, and also it could be because of personal disputes at home. These are young people, and a lot of times their opinions, their feelings, their desires are taken for granted. So don't be quick to judge and always be like, oh, they're just going to take man. I'm not saying there are cases where that's the reasons, but many of the times it's because they're leaving home because of frustration, because of stress. And don't tell me that young people can't have stress. Everyone has stress. If you're feeling as though people do not respect your opinions and your desires and your needs, it doesn't matter. That doesn't has an age limit to it, right? Children and young adults, like these people, these individuals, 16 years old, they have feelings as well. Okay. Let's see if it has anything else here. Okay. A little while ago I posted because of course the amount of crime that is happening in this country, even with the man who was the contractor who was murdered after going and withdrawing money to be able to pay his workers, boy, Lord have mercy, boy. As I said before, we could question what he was really involved in, but besides that, it's still a sad situation. But these criminals, all they care about is just living their zesta lives, smoking weed whole day, whole night, because weed is the god, There are a lot of Trinidadians who will sit down whole day and whole night and just smoke weed, and drink punch, and that's their life. Life is worth nothing without weed and punching for these people. God have mercy. God have mercy on the level of lawlessness and evil in this country. Oh yes, it still has another news report here. Ian Allen posted, the plot thickens regarding the abduction and murder of a father of four in Canupia and the disappearance of a Venezuelan woman. Nathalia Amundare, a Venezuelan woman who lived in Pinal, was reported missing Wednesday, 18th of December 2024. Ramnanan, aka Brian of Budo Trace Davy, was murdered and thrown out of his car at Mount Maria Road in Canupia on Wednesday, the 18th of December. The deceased, Ramaran, I guess, took Nathalia to a location in Chaguanas on Wednesday, where she had made agreements with another Venezuelan female to purchase thousands of dollars in U.S. currency, which she intended to send to her family in Venezuela. The man was his car A Nissan 80 wagon remains missing and was seen speeding out of Ragunanan Road in Cunupia moments after Ramnanan, was thrown out of the vehicle after he was murdered, after he was killed, and the woman is missing. So we have to question: was she kidnapped, or was she complicit in this crime? God alone knows. My Lord, this world is sad, but don't come and start them Venezuelans, because 99% of the crimes committed in Trinidad and Tobago are committed by our own criminals. Okay, so that's basically it there. 20 minutes. I thought tonight would have been a short video, but it's not. I do appreciate those who have the patience and who listen to the entire video. Those who don't, even if you listen to a couple minutes, I still do appreciate it. It helps the algorithms to be able to push the views on the videos, because remember, I cannot post the normal posts anymore. So my viewership is, or the views, daily views, have significantly decreased. But I do appreciate all those who continue to like and support the content that I am posting. Have a blessed night, everyone. Weekend is coming. It's Christmas weekend. It's weekend before Christmas. I will still be posting news updates, God's willing. Blessings to everyone in Jesus' name.